Let's go ahead and get into this file guide. I put the blue layout dial on there. This is just how I do this, or maybe a better way that I don't know. That's the issue with being self-taught. Is you figure out how to do stuff yourself, and that's how you do it. Put these down a little tighter. Looks pretty straight. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So now I'm just marking this. That feels about right. See how it looks on the top end. Now I got to mark all the way around to kind of guide me on the grinder. I'll get it close. What I'm looking for is just enough inset to hide any gap on the sides. And then we're going to make sure this is perfectly even all the way down, and then we'll start cutting on our guard. I think it's called a longe, but we'll get this kind of cleaned up real nice and then start on in. So here's basically what we've got. I laid this out. Top, this is where the tang's going to go. This will fold around. This will be the guard. This will go up, drill through, and be the back of the afraid of. So we hit a hard spot and broke the milling bit. Happens quite a bit on Damascus. I don't think I have another one that size. So we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Drill several holes and then file them out. So I'm going to take this out here and anneal it again before we start filing on it. When I get back to you, I'll have it fitting it up on the sword. Alright, so we're starting to file these out and fit this guard up. Sorry, it's a little shaky, the desk is moving. I'll get these filed out and get back to you. Alright, so here's what we got. I got this opened up enough. Got all the holes done out. Now I'm ready to start filing. So the first thing I'm going to do is coat this. I'm going to get some measurements here. Six, 8, 7, 5. Point 6, 8, 7, 5 divided by 2 equals 0.34375. So we're going to go to 343. That would be half. First, we're going to find center. So we're going to center this hole. It's about the same. It ain't got to be perfect. Because we're going to make this. So we're going to call this center. Now we're going to come out to that 3, 4. If we can get 3, 4, 2, it'll be close enough. Alright, so off center, we're going to mark here. We're going to mark here, which is already there. So we're going to bring that up just a little bit. Next go around is 6/8, so that would be 3, 4. So that's going to be center. That's going to be 6, 9, so 6, 4, 5, or 3, 4, 5. their center. And we're going to do width 1/6. Right now it is at 1/2. So we're going to do 0.2 both sides. Put that away. Got here, hold on. So we are 785 there, 036 there. So we need to bring it over to this side. And 1.6. So we're, we need to come back 3, 2.7. So we are basically going to straighten this side out and then take everything off this side that's thicker. Is what we're going to end up doing. We've got a little ways to go up, square that out, and then we'll start fitting it to the sword. Any side. So we just want to take it flat. Squirt fall in there. Nice and flat there. We'll square that bottom out. Now we're going to take this side down some. Here. We need to be 1/6, 1/8, somewhere in there. We're at 1.3. We need to take some more off that side. We're at 1.5 on top, 1.38 at the bottom. One 475, 1520. That's gonna be pretty close. Now we just got to finish getting this work down. Still got a ways to go on that. A little bit more. Probably 30-second away. Pretty close. Pretty daggum close. Just gonna clean it up. Now the guard I did on the other sword was not fit like this. It was, I actually fitted it by hot fit. this one here. So you can see this is kind of where we're stopping at. Sharpie this. I want it where it'll slide all the way up on there, or at least to here. I don't like square breaks. So we want to round these over just a bit. This side's good and flat, so we're going to flip it over and take it off the other side. One of these sides has got kind of a hump, gotta have. Right there. We're still hitting right in there. So we're going to take some more off this. This is a long process, so I'm probably going to kill the camera, get this all smoothed up where I can slide up, and then I'll come back when we're done the front up there and squaring all this off and getting it ready to receive the guard. Okay, so we got that where it'll slide all the way up. Now we're going to come back in here. I've got to find my wrench. Just past all that stuff. So now that we got this on there, maybe that bottom handle out of the way. We got a little bit right there, so I need to bring this up just a hair. Which will actually be bringing this down just a hair. There we go. It literally does not take much. So basically what I'm getting is I want to be able to take this off just flat on both sides. Bring this in. Round the little bottoms out. This is a hardened file got it's made out of ABL. If you got a milling machine, you can drill tap the bottom one, oversize the top one. So I think these are 5/16. Drilled 5/16 hole and then run 5/16, or drilled a size smaller hole in the bottom and run 5/16 tap through. Then I put them on the milling machine, cut them flat, threw them in, heat treated them, and works great. I've seen these things anywhere from, I've seen them as cheap as like $75 for a set, or for a pair of them. I've seen them as high as a couple of hundred. Round fall. Don't want to create any stress risers. now you can see it's not a square corner, it's a rounded corner. I'll work on this other one. Been working on this thing for about a week. There's I don't want to leave no room for chance on anything being sharp cornered before heat treat. So now we need to do the sides. Round fall. Off. Get a nice shoulder in there. Guard sets up against that. There's no daylight. Now you can see how that guard's setting. So now we need to go in. This front side of the guard here. Sorry, I had to swap camera batteries. This front side of the guard here. We're going to go in. Make sure you can see what I'm looking at. And we are going to cut angles for it to match up to the blade. So I'm going to go in here. The back's going to stay the same. Let's get you on the chair over here where you ain't wiggling. Kind of see a little better what I'm doing. I'm going in here at a 45. Basically just rounding this out. So now we got kind of a rounded angle in there. That way it'll fit that round left. We're going to do that to the top, and we're going to do it both sides. When you do it to the side, you don't want to do it near as much. Just a little bit of an angle is plenty. Otherwise, you will create a gap that you'll be able to see, and we definitely don't want that. Now, on this particular sword build, this has, I think they're called languettes, which will be welded on both sides of this to come out over the blade. Let me double check here. Yes, languettes. So this will have them coming out both sides right here, so you're not going to notice the gapping as bad as you would on about anything else. See here what we got. We're still pretty good. Okay. We're going to take this off. I'll do a little more fitting, and then we'll get back when I get it fit up. Alright, so here's where we're at. If you can see, there's just a touch of a gap, but right in here is not flat. So once this gets ground flat, because it's not even been rough ground yet, it will be a precise, perfect fit. Then this will get bent around for the hand guard and all that good stuff. But we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. It's ready to heat treat. Alright guys, we're getting ready for everybody's favorite part. See where the camera's pointed. If I can get shadow there. There's the quench tank. We're fixing to start heating the sword. Let the forge get warmed up a little bit. We'll get safety glasses on, and gloves, and tongs, and all that good stuff. And we're going to get this blade quenched. I know this is everybody's favorite part. My favorite part's when it's finished with everything done. I love working on knives. I'm not so big on swords. But it was suggested to me to have a replica of what I made on the show Forged in Fire to have on the table with me at the knife shows. Because you can explain it to somebody, but they can't, you can't explain it where they can pick it up and hold it. Metal was a little warmer than I like, but you can't be picky when you're doing something that long in a forge. We're going to give it just a little while. I've got it set between 2 2x6s. We got some weight on them. Hopefully that's going to keep it from warping any. When we get it out, we will do a file test on it with a 65 hardness, 65 HRC, or 65 file. Lost my track of thought there. So these are HRC files, and this one is a 65. I don't know if you can see that or not, but this is what we're going to test it with. If it does not skate this file, it will get completely annealed, and I will reheat treat it until it does skate the file with annealing in between. So, big forge, but unfortunately it could be 4 or 5 inches longer with a longer burner. Alright guys, we're out of the jig. It's still a couple of 100 degrees. Well, we are going to and that is a, let me get in here maybe where you can see this. It says HRC 65, and it's skating it, so we're good. So now I will get time. I'm going to blue back this blade to temper it. That's how I did the last one, and it really held up. So I'm gonna get this all ground down, and we will get it blue backed out, and then we're going to start polishing for the Damascus, and it come out good and straight. There's a couple of little wiggles in the edge, so it has cooled down enough. I took it in there, I hit it with a grinder a little bit so I can see the color change. So the last one I made, I did the same exact temper on it. Worked like a freaking champ. So that's what we're doing to this one. that's exactly how we're going to leave it. Just that nice blue color up top. I don't know if you guys can see that or not because my lens went off on my camera. We're going to back up and show it again. I don't know if you can see that. It's got a nice golden brown down low. Nice golden straw color up top. It's got a layer of blue. That's exactly how I did the last one. So the last one we did, this is going to need a little more right in here. The last one we did had a edge of 61 and a spine of 51. I'm actually going to pull that thing out and finish up that part so it'll actually get down golden to the edge. Alright guys, we're going to try to finish editing the sword video up to the point where we're at. What I got into was, we did the first heat treat. I started cleaning it up, and the edge was actually laying over just a hair farther than I wanted it to be. So I nailed it back out using vermiculite. We re-straightened everything, reheat treated. There was a couple of wiggles in it after the first heat treat. I wanted to make sure I got them out. Got that edge straightened up. We got all that done. We reheat treated. You will see that. I'm going to add that on to the end of the video. And basically got it to where it is now. We've been cleaning it up. So I was working on the hollow grind, blew the VFD. I uploaded that video yesterday. But that's kind of where we're at on the sword. We're getting close enough to the show. This is it's getting into January 10th is what I think today is. I've got 60 some knives to finish. I think I've got around 20 of them file work, so I've got 40 more to file work. I've got 5 more days file work. I'm gonna have 2 days of heat treat, probably 5-6 days of cleanup, 5-6 days of handle. So we're getting close enough. I'm gonna have to stop on the sword, get the knives done, and then go back to the sword. So that's kind of where we're at on the sword build. I'm hoping to have it done by February 15th, but I ain't gonna make any promises. If not, I may take the blade or to the show with us. I'm not 100% sure. I'll just have to see where I'm at by then. But it's like I said, I've got 5-6 days of file work left, so I'll be updating and videoing as we get back to the sword or get into something new. Okay guys, it's a new day. We're working on the sword. We just mic'd out the blade. So we've got a thick spot right in here. Then it thins out right there a little bit thinner than tip. So we're going to taper all this down a little bit more. We got plenty of meat left. We're going to taper it down a little bit. Get ready to anneal all of it out and heat treat. Or I should say reheat treat. We got it all heat treated. Once I started grinding on it, there is about a 1/4 inch bow right in this section here. We're gonna have to fix, and edge is kind of off to one side where I don't want to grind it, so I'm gonna fix that. We're going to fix this bow, and then we'll reheat treat it. what I've done was mark the thick spots as I was grinding. We're at 211. Then we dropped about 2. 184. That's .182, by the way. So basically I need to go from here to here. Looks like this side's the side that's out. So I need to take it off this side. So we're going to take that off, get all this the same. It starts tapering down right in here. This is just initial, so when you set everything on top of it, it ain't got room to wiggle, because that's what happened. There was this spot was a little bit thinner than the rest of it. So when I put it in the jig, this spot worked up. If you lay it flat, it lays flat, but there's a little hump right here. So we're going to take care of that. We're going to make sure this is all nice and tapered. That way when I put it in a straightening jig, it's all good. Alright guys, we're back working on a sword. You can hear the forges running in the background. I kind of had to rig up long enough so I've got one forge stacked in front of the other. And we're fixing to put the blade in. I've got it all straightened out and annealed, and it's ready to go in. So that's where we're at right now. Got the GoPro 7 covering the quench tank. We're going to bring it in as soon as it's hot. We get it quenched, we're going to bring it in and block it on the floor there, put blocks on it, try to keep it straight. Seeing as I didn't have nothing big enough to clamp this thing down because of the curve in it, I figured the concrete blocks would be the best way to kind of straighten it out and keep it straight. I'm hoping it works this go round. Alright guys, we're going to flip this first one and see if it pops up or if it stayed down or... So far so good. That was sticking up a while ago. Let's land flat. All right, guys, so back to the sword. Here's what we got. I run it down so I can see when it changes color up here. We've got one little bend right there I'm going to try to take out when I temper. Alright guys, we're back working on the sword again. I want a video of this just in case I break it. I got 3-point jig set up, straightening jig. We're going to put some heat to the top of this, see if we can't get it to straighten this. It's one little bend right here, and it's driving me nuts. So, we're going to see if we can't get it straightened out. I want to get some of this off the top just in case, so I can see what color change I'm getting. Alright, we got our jig set back up here. Don't want the tape to catch on fire. So that right there is straight. About the color we want, we're going to go a little past. Grind the rest of that out. It's pretty daggum close. I mean, there's a little bit of a gap there, but not enough to worry about. We're going to get this on a flat surface, see how it looks. This side's pretty well flat, so I think we're going to be able to grind all this out. But that straightened a lot of that out right there. I can say I'm happy with it now. It's back within range. Let's sword back for now. I am going to clean up this edge. Alright guys, we got the initial grind down to get this kind of straightened out. Got a little thin in a couple of spots. I took a little bit off of it. We're going to see what it weighs. I'm shooting for about 1.6. We're at 1.8. So the time we get this finished up, we'll probably be right there at the 1.6. I'm shooting for 2 pounds when we're done. So that's kind of where we're at. Kind of a sneak peek. You see kind of in the rust what the pattern's going to look like. Should be pretty good. Well, we're going to keep grinding. I'll get back to you when I get it kind of more close to finish.